Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to V-Girl TV. Yes, I am finally back with another video, a long-awaited video. For those of you who follow me on social media, on Instagram, you know that I went to Bocas del Toro in Panama, okay? And everyone was asking me like, oh my God, what was it like? And while I was on vacation, I was getting tons of questions about what Bocas del Toro is about. When I started the new year, I made a little vision board, and one of the things that I wanted to do was to travel more. Yes, I have traveled in the past to different countries, but last year I wasn't able to travel. So this year I made a promise to myself that I will travel more, and even if it is in Panama, I also wanted to discover places within Panama also, because there's so many beautiful places in Panama that a lot of us don't even know about. Even like when I even go to different places or different part of Panama, my parents are like, wow, you know, I am a born Panamanian and I never even been to this place before. So it's always a wonderful experience. Bocas is still a part of Panama. Okay, so let me explain to you where Bocas is. Bocas is a part of Panama, but however, there are other islands, or what they call archipelagos, within the island, little different islands that make up the island of Bocas del Toro. So because I was in Panama City, there's two ways to get there. You can either take a plane or you can take a bus. So the bus is like $27, I want to say. However, it is a 10-hour drive, okay, by bus. I'm not with the, you know, I like comfort. So I decided that I was going to take the plane. The plane ride from Panama City, which you leave from Albrook, was 45 minutes. So it was a 45-minute plane ride. I took Air Panama. If you are Panamanian, you do not need a passport to travel to Bocas. All you need is your cedula. But if you are not Panamanian, you definitely need your passport. So you check in, ask for your passport, normally just normal check-in process. Okay, so when we go, they call us to board. We were supposed to leave at 6:30. Well, we were leaving at 6:30, so boarding time was 6 o'clock. We got on the plane and there was a horrible smell. Air Panama, I'm gonna need you to do better, okay, with the hygiene, I guess. It was just, the smell on the plane was horrible, okay? Horrible. Do you hear me? So when we step in, the first thing that we smelled was that stench. It was a horrible stench, and then the plane was hot as heck as well. But you know, I'm like, you know what, let's look on the positive side. You know, we could be on a hot bus for 10 hours. So I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna be in Bocas, so I don't have to worry about the smell. But the smell was so bad. A very small plane, which made me nervous, but you know, God is good all the time. So that was that. So we get on the plane, they offered you snacks. I was knocked out, so I had no idea what oh yeah, it was like biscuits or something. Like they offered biscuits and soda. So overall, besides the horrible stench, the ride went pretty smoothly. And then we landed in Bocas. It was amazing getting there. It was a little bit, because Bocas is always really rainy apparently, so the weather when we first got there, it was a little dreary. And then we took a cab from the airport to the hotel. So the thing about the island, we stayed in Isla Colón, which is the main island, and the islands are super duper small. Like, it's so small, okay? So the airport was literally like 5 minutes away. And so we took a cab. A cab is $2 per person from the airport. They usually have cab drivers outside. Uber is not there, so don't think that you're gonna jump into an Uber. It is local taxis. So literally the hotel that we stayed at was like 5 minutes away from the hotel, from the airport. So we stayed at the Tropical Suites Hotel, and I want to say this hotel, they were super professional. The rooms were beautiful, clean, okay, and we got the ocean view we stayed, well, there's two parts. So you can either get the ocean view or you can get the town view. So the town view would just basically have a balcony and it'll be facing the town. Or you can have the ocean view, which I believe is maybe a little bit more. I really don't remember. But the ocean view obviously faces the ocean, which is an amazing view, and it's super beautiful and it's super tranquil and relaxed, because there were times when you're doing so much and you just really want to unwind. You can sit down by the waterside, sit down on the balcony, look at the views, look at the boats, and have a glass of wine. And you know, guys, I'm a wine girl. Checking in process was very nice, very smooth. It went really smooth. Technically, check-in was at 3:30, but the guy was super nice at the front desk and he allowed us to check in at 9:30. He allowed us to leave our bags or whatever, so we left our bags, and then we went and had breakfast at this place. I don't even remember what the place was, what the name of the place was, to be honest. And the breakfast was okay. It wasn't anything that was like, oh my god, I gotta go back again. So it was just something to do. It was cute though. It was a very cute place. And I don't think the owners were either Panamanian. I don't even think they were American. I think they were like from Europe somewhere, because they barely spoke English. I mean, they spoke English, but barely. And they barely spoke Spanish. They spoke maybe like the basics. And then the chef was also I don't know. Anyway, the place was really cute. I would say the decor was, you know, the ambiance, but the food was okay. It wasn't anything for me to be like, oh my god, I gotta come back here again. So yeah. So we had breakfast and we chilled, we people watched, just to get a feel of the vibe of the town, or you know, the vibe of the town more or less. So where the hotel was, you can definitely see that it was very touristy, but once you go over to the block over, it was more so like locals, where local people live. However, I'm gonna assume that there were Airbnbs all over there, because you definitely seen a lot of tourists in that area. We were able to book a tour with Cooper, I think they're called Cooper Tour, and the guy's name was something with an H. Oh man, so bad. I don't even remember his name, but he was super cool and super nice. We were able to book a tour for the first day, and then the sun ended up coming out, which worked wonderful. So we went to Red Frog Beach the first day. So this is the thing. If you get seasick, I definitely would not recommend that you go to Bocas, because everywhere you go when you want to get off the main island, and mostly everything are on different islands, and you need to get on the boat to get there. The first boat that we went on, which was the first day, the boat was super small. Okay, we were the only two. They're called water taxis, honestly speaking. The water taxi usually costs $7 per person to get from island to island. However, we didn't know any better, and they charged us $15 for the both of us round trip to get to Red Frog Beach. So upon getting there, which is something that I did not like, was he's like, okay, well, you just have to pay up front, and then we'll meet you back at 11 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool. After we got ready and went back to go meet the boat, the guy then turns to us and tells us, oh yeah, by the way, once you get to the beach, it's $5 per person to get in. My thing is this, like, why wouldn't you let us know up front that there was a fee to get? Once we paid you the $15, that we would have to pay an additional $10 because there's a fee that we had to pay extra. Why would you wait until after we paid you, and then after we paid you, then we got on the boat, then you're like, oh yeah, by the way? Not cool. So that's one thing I didn't like. And also another thing is, when you go to Bocas, make sure you have cash. Not many places take credit cards unless you're on the main island and you're going to one of the main restaurants. But the local restaurants, or if you're going to one of the restaurants that is located on the water itself, they don't take credit cards. I guess they don't even, well, obviously they don't have Wi-Fi, I'm gonna assume, but yeah, they don't take credit cards, and it's cash only. So once we got to Red Frog Beach, you have to pay $5 per person, so like $10, and then you have to walk on this trail for about 5 to 7 minutes, I want to say. So they drop you off in a water taxi, and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, so you gotta walk straight, keep walking straight, keep walking, and you're gonna see the beach. And I'm just like, So you just gonna leave us? Like, and at first, low key, I was like, yo, they trying to set us up. Like, they are trying to set us up. They trying to set us up out here. But when we started walking, like 2 minutes, not even a minute into the walk, I seen like a little booth, and they were like, you know, $5 per person, Red Frog Beach, keep walking straight. So that was like, okay. So we were walking, then we didn't see anybody. Well, I didn't see anyone. We didn't see anybody. And I'm like, yo, where's everybody at? Like, looks a little crazy. But then eventually, like, people started coming or whatever. So we walked. And once we got to the beach, oh my God. It was beautiful, okay? The beach was beautiful. I'm talking white sand, calm waters, blue water, clean water. The beach in itself was clean. And then we rented like a little cabana. So the cabana, you could either rent the beach chairs, which is, I think it's like $5 each, or you could rent a cabana, which is $20 for the whole day. We rented a cabana. I actually love the cabana because there's like little chairs inside of it. I mean, it was only 2 of us, but if you had a large party of people, or if you're celebrating a birthday, the cabana would be great. And then there's a table, and then right behind the cabana there's a restaurant. It's called Froggy something. I don't even remember the name. However, you know I have footage. Hello, beautiful people, and we are in the island of Bocas del Toro. It looks, actually we're actually in Bocas del Toro, but the island that we're in right now is called Red Frog Beach. It is absolutely beautiful. It is super, I'm just really, I feel like this is definitely a vacation away from a vacation. So guys, if you ever are in Panama, you want to make sure you come to Bocas, okay? It's so beautiful, and oh my God, the food here is so amazing. I got me a passion fruit mojito, and it is to die for. So we're at Red Frog Beach. The name of the restaurant that we're at is called Nicho's Mamas, and I ordered fish and plantain, a whole snapper, fried whole snapper with fish and plantain, and then we got a pitcher of sangria, and it is also great. It tastes delicious. Oh my God. This place is so beautiful. I'm so happy that we actually came out here. So this is actually day 1 of being in Bocas, and we decided to make it a beach day. We got here at 7 in the morning, and we weren't able to check in till 9:30, but the guy was super nice at the front desk, because technically checkout was at 3:30. Check-in was at 3:30, but he let us check in early. And so we were able to check our bags. We got a little bit of rest. We had some breakfast, and then we got some rest, and then we met the boat for 11 o'clock. And so they took us to Red Frog Beach, and it's beautiful, guys. It's paradise. The drinks here, so good. It's super delicious. I am so happy that I decided to take this trip to Bocas, because it's worth it so far. So this is day 1 here. Well, day 1 and a half, because we still have so much other things to do. So as promised, this will be my Bocas del Toro vlog. Yes. So we went to this restaurant, and I want to tell you, it was A1 service. The waiter was absolutely super nice. He was very helpful. I ordered a whole fish with green plantains, and Bae ordered ceviche, and he ordered, there was something else that he ordered. Can't remember right now at the time of filming this video, but by this, I'm quite sure you're gonna see the food here. But so yeah, and then we had a pitcher of sangria. I had a passion fruit margarita. You guys know I love my margaritas, and that was absolutely amazing. Bae he didn't like the ceviche too much. It was a little creamy, but to me it wasn't that bad. He didn't like it. But oh, fish tacos. He ordered fish tacos, and it was pretty good because I had a bite of it. Fish tacos was great. My fish was great. It was very fresh. Hot sauce was great. Everything was on point. No complaints. I had no complaints about the delicious food on Red Frog Beach. It was so good. Drinks were so good. Then we went in the water. The water was super calm. The thing is, if you're into like surfing, Bocas Del Toro is for you because it's so many beaches and there were a lot of surfers out. I'm really not into, I don't surf. I barely even swim. But it was just a good vibe or whatever. So then after that, we spent a few hours on the beach. We relaxed, we laughed, you know, we enjoyed the sun. It was just really, I really loved the beach. I really loved that particular beach. It was just a bomb. And then after that, we went to another restaurant. After we came back, we took showers. You know, we got ready. We're like, okay, let's go see. So I went to, originally I read this review online about this restaurant called Azul, okay? It had like 5 stars, okay? But then again, you know, you have to remember, who are the people that are leaving these reviews, okay? So I'm like, they're like, oh, the food is amazing, this. So I'm like, okay, we had to go there. So I made reservations to go to this restaurant. And we sit down, I look at the menu and I'm like, where's the rest of the food? And she's like, oh no, sorry, this is the menu. And I'm like, okay, so you have a whole vegetarian menu in the back, and then the other side you have beef, no chicken, just beef. And I'm like, there's nothing in between. What happens if I don't even have fish? What happens if I'm not a vegetarian but I don't eat meat? And that information was not on in the reviews that I seen. So I was just like, I had to excuse myself. I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but we're gonna go to another restaurant because this is, you know, this isn't, no. And she's like, oh, you know, I understand. I mean, I felt really bad, but I was just like, I mean, you don't have anything on this menu, miss. Like, what? So I was wondering, like, who the hell are these people that are leaving these reviews? So we ended up walking back. That was disappointing. That we were like, okay. And then there's people outside, like in Miami, come to this restaurant, and then you ask them what's on the menu, and it's like burgers and fries. And I'm like, so I came all the way to Boca to eat burgers and fries? Yeah, no. I definitely wanted like Caribbean food because we were in the Caribbean, but apparently on that island or whatever, it's been taken over by outsiders or foreigners that put restaurants there. So the food, if you're looking for local food on Isla Colón, no, you're not gonna find it. But I will tell you where you can go to find Caribbean food. You have to go to the island called, they call it Bosmote. Bosmote is Almirante. Yeah, I think it's called Almirante. That's the island where you can go, and there's only like one restaurant where you can get authentic Caribbean food, okay? Because the main island, you ain't gonna get it, okay? You're not going to get no authentic Caribbean food. So as we were walking down the strip, I seen this restaurant called El Pirata, and that restaurant, I did see it on someone else's review on Bocas Del Toro, but again, you got it. At this point, I was disappointed because I'm like, these people out here giving all kind of reviews and giving restaurants 4 and 5s, and then you get there and it's like, no. So yeah, so I said, you know what, let's give this a try or whatever. I didn't want any more fish because I already had fish early in the day. So we go into the restaurant, and you know, it was very nice. The ambience was nice. They had soca music playing, so I got the Caribbean feel. You know, they had cats in the background. You know, they had who else was playing? They had a little Marshall. Marshall was in the background playing also. So we was definitely getting the Caribbean feel, you know. And the ambiance in the place was really, really nice. It was super dope, like the whole scenery of the restaurant. But you know what? At this point, I don't really care about ambiance. I care about what the food tastes like at this point, because I was just not feeling the last restaurant. So I was kind of like, I don't know. So we sit down, we look at the menu. The menu was looking a little appetizing. I'm like, okay, all right. Now, so Bae doesn't eat meat, okay? She'll eat fish, but he does not eat chicken or beef of anything that sort. So we always want to make sure that there's something for him to eat. He ended up getting seafood rice, and I ended up getting it was like this mix of seafood with vegetables, which was pretty good. I didn't feel like eating rice and I didn't feel like eating plantains, so I just got vegetables with the seafood mix. It had like clams and shrimp and oysters and just everything just mixed up in there, and it was absolutely amazing. So I was totally impressed with that. That was good. We decided that we were gonna go to reggae night. So reggae night was at this club called Barcode, I think it is. Yeah, Barcode or something like that. The guy at Red Frog, the host at the waiter at Red Frog, had told us about reggae night. So we went to reggae night. It was cool vibes or whatever. Definitely not what I'm particularly used to growing up in Flatbush, Brooklyn. But you know, it was cool. The vibe was cool. You know, like I said, East Oklahoma was filled with a whole bunch of tourists, so you definitely we weren't gonna get that vibe, like the local reggae vibes or whatever. The DJ was on point though, because he was definitely playing the tunes. You know, I'm a 90s girl, you know, 80s baby, but grew up in the 90s, so you know, all that Buju Banton and all the old school Shabba, you know, Yo-Yo with Patra. They definitely was playing a little vicious. Yeah, they was definitely playing the tunes. They was definitely playing the tunes or whatever. But the vibe was more so like chill, because, you know, it was definitely a bunch of surfers and, you know, hippies, you know, definitely those type of vibes or whatever. So we just chill. We got, you know, some Red Stripe, chill in the cut, listen to some music, and then we ended up going back. No, then we ended up going to Selena's, okay, because Selena was looking like a whole vibe from where we were sitting at. They were blowing up torches, light at the end of the air, all kind of stuff was going on. So we was like, yo, let's pass through, let's go to Selena, whatever, to see what's going on there. It was definitely a vibe in Selena's. Like, they were just having a wonderful time in Selena's. They were like turned up. And the DJ was definitely like giving the people all type of feelings or whatever. So Selena was on point. However, you know, I don't listen to techno, so that was just like a dub. Yeah, so then after that we were like, okay, let's go back to reggae night or whatever. So we go back to reggae night, and still giving me surfer vibes again, and I was just like, no offense to the surfers, you know, but it just wasn't my type of vibe, you know. I like bashment stuff, bakayad stuff, you know. So we ended up going back to the room and just calling it a night. So the following day, which was